go back and forth. All right, it's the second day of the Catholic Marketing Network event, and we're with Doug Keck of EWTN. Doug, I understand you've been interviewing people right along.
Yeah, exactly, Peter. We come here every year, basically, because there's so many good authors who come here at the same time. So we find it's a nice way to be able to get some of the people who don't come down to EWTN and to see some of the latest books that are coming out. And also because of my involvement with the EWTN Religious Catalog, we also have our team that's here looking for items and products that we might be able to add to our EWTN Religious Catalog line.
Now, what kind of things are you looking for, both in terms of authors and in terms of the religious catalog? Because obviously there's an awful lot of Catholic paraphernalia out there.
Well, usually we look for some of the more named authors in general, you know, that we would normally talk to, like Father Don Calloway or someone like that, Dr. Edward Shree. But also we get a chance to talk to the Catholic Writers Guild. We do a show focused on some of their writers. So it gives an opportunity for some of the fledgling authors out there, people who are lay people who are doing this as an expression of their faith, an opportunity to get a little exposure, and if they've got what it takes or the talent, at least maybe that'll help them on their way.
Now, do the interviews you do, are they on a particular show on EWTN? Are they used as partial filler? Do you do a special to highlight this particular event?
We've done a little bit of both. Most of the interviews are part of my bookmark show, which actually we'll have been doing for almost 20 years coming up this September. And on the air, it'll be 20 years in January. So most of them go there. Sometimes we've done walk-arounds to just give an overview of what's here at the show. And other times we have taken some of the ones, like last year, we put a show together as an EWTN on location, using smaller interviews put together for a couple of one-hour shows. Also, this time we're shooting some special interviews with some of our vendors who will then explain some of their products in a unique way, and that will be rolled in later into our EWTN Religious Catalog programs throughout the year.
And that's one of the things about the faith. There's so many good things happening, and some of the hardest things about these good things is that people don't find out about them, and that's one of the things, in addition to faith formation and such, that EWTN helps make happen.
Well, obviously that's the goal. I mean, obviously that's what you're trying to do. That's what WQPH is trying to do. All of us are trying to get the great word out about the Catholic faith, because many times through the secular media you tend to hear the more downside things related to the church, and there's wonderful things happening. Of course, there's issues that we all have to deal with at different times. We read the newspaper, we see them. But ultimately, this is Christ's church, and it will go on, and we will go on as long as we stay with the truth, and as long as EWTN keeps true to Mother's mission, we'll be fine.
After all, the church has gone through a lot of things over the 2,000 years, and the only difference now is we just happen to be here to see what goes on today.
Exactly, and I think that's one of the things that's important for people in reading books. Many of them featured on EWTN, hopefully some on Bookmark, to give the history of the church, because I think our authors have done a great job of not whitewashing things. It's like the scriptures, all the blemishes are in there to be seen, and likewise, the church is filled with sinners because it's filled with people, and that's how it works out. And one time, a priest said to me, if you find a perfect church, run, because it can't be true.
Now, where can people find the Bookmark show? Is it on a particular time every day, or is it available online?
Well, it's available online. There's a couple of ways you can see. We do bookmark briefs, short interviews, which we put on a blog called EWTN Bookmark Brief. You can find that on our website. Also, you can go to EWTN.com and find out the schedule of Bookmark. Usually we premiere our show Sunday morning, and then it repeats a couple of times during the week. And also they may be featured, the entire interview, featured on our YouTube channel. So you can check that out at EWTN.com YouTube channel.
Doug Keck, one of the busiest men at this conference, thank you so much for giving us a few minutes before the onslaught. You have a very long day ahead of you.
Thanks, Peter, for having me, and keep up the great work in Catholic radio.
Thank you. Okay, as I said,